All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you joining us. It's going to be a very special evening, so thank you. Also want to welcome our friends that are joining us online on our live stream and Zoom platform. So my name is Greg Hull. I'm the Dean of the Herron School of Art and Design here at IU Indianapolis. Very pleased you could join us this evening. So thank you again for making time. I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge that we're gathered here this evening on the traditional and ancestral homelands, the Miami, Potawatomi, Lenape, and Shawnee, and other Native peoples of the past and present. We want to honor everyone who has cared for this place in the past, and we hope sincerely that its current use for the pursuit and sharing of knowledge and understanding, which are goals of the university, will lead to a future that is truly equitable and just. Before we begin this evening's event, I also want to take a moment to thank our many patrons and friends of Herron. This evening's program is made possible with support from the Carrie Deneen and Sam Sutphin Visiting Artist Fund. And we also want to thank the Evenson Family Fund for helping us support the Butch Anthony exhibition. I'd also like to share that complimentary parking is made possible by the Great Frame Up of Indianapolis and Carmel. If you're parked in the parking garage, we can help you with your parking validation through the galleries. So now it is my pleasure to introduce my friend and colleague, Herron's Interim Gallery Director and Curator, Oliver Hildebrandt. Welcome, Oliver.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Greg. Hi, my name is Oliver Hildebrandt, Interim Director here at Herron Galleries. Welcome to the Herron Galleries Fall Season Opening Reception. I really appreciate all of you being here. We have 4 exhibitions on view tonight. Allison Baker, Fever Dream and Basile Gallery. James Will Faust from Concept to Color and Marsh Gallery. Curated by Paula Katz, Senior Curator of Art at the Indiana State Museum and Historic Sites. Robert Michael Smith, Process Evolution in the Common Grounds. And Butch Anthony, Art, Nature, and Intertwangleism in Berkshire, Reese, and Paul Galleries, organized by the Museum of Wonder. And as Greg pointed out, with generous support provided in part by a grant from the Ephraimson Family Fund. We will now screen Butch Anthony's short film, Chasing Butterflies, followed by a 15-minute Q&A with the artist. And then we'll move back out into the galleries to enjoy all of the artwork. And please enjoy. Thank you very much. We're going to do a Q&A now with Butch Anthony, father of Intertwangleism. It's my honor to introduce him and share him with you.
Oh yeah, we love Oliver.
Come on over.
All right, y'all just ask anything you want, and I'll tell you about a little bit about where I live in Alabama, on the farm. Oh, turn it up a little bit. Yeah, y'all just ask me whatever y'all want to know, and I'll tell you a little bit about where I live in Alabama, on the farm down there. Make stuff every day.
Okay, we have a question in the back, please.
What's your favorite animal to take apart and put back together?
Favorite animal? Oh, well, we have lots of deer down there that get run over in the road, and I have these big cages out in the woods, and I'll pick up the roadkill in the back of my truck and I throw it in the cages, and then after 5 years it like turns into white bones, and that's my art materials. I don't deal much with paint, going to art stores and buying paint and stuff. I just find all my stuff on the side of the road. So I got these cages, and first the buzzards come down there. That's my employees. Buzzards, fire ants, flies, and the sun. So they come down there and clean my bones, but it's like a 5-year process. After they get them almost clean, then I throw them up on the roof of my barn and on the tin roof, and the sun bakes them, and I get up there and flip them, and they just turn bleached out white. And then I make, you'll see in the gallery over here what I make out of them.
Oh, he took it back there. What's that? Oh.
Pictures on top of the car made out.
Oh, I go to a lot of yard sales to get my art supplies. So at every yard sale you go to, it's like a million of these trophies that people win from whenever back in the day. So I get a box of trophies and then I take silicone and I glue them on top of the car. Actually, that car I traded a painting to Leon Russell. He was a famous singer back in the 70s. Leon Russell. I don't know if y'all know it.
Redbone Russell, right?
Leon Russell. He was with Willie Nelson and them back in the day. And so he traded me that old Cadillac because he went and bought a Tesla and he called me up one day. And said, Butch, I got this Cadillac up here if you want to make an art car out of it. So I went up there in my truck and put my art out in the yard and he came out there and picked out what he wanted and I drove his Cadillac back home. But then he took me out to lunch after we traded and I was in Nashville's where he lived. And he took me to the Olive Garden. I was like, what? I was like, I thought we were gonna go somewhere fancy. And he's like, he said, nobody knows me in this Olive Garden. Everybody, he had a big giant white beard. He looked like he was cool. But he was gonna come to Seal and hang out with me, but he like died a month later after that. Leon Russell. It's a good movie about him.
Let's take the next question there, Clayton. You had someone?
So in your hat in the video, is that a coon appendage stuck in your band?
Oh yeah. That is a famous bone down in Alabama. That's
Okay, I thought it was.
that's a raccoon penis bone. That's the only animal in North America that has a bone in their doodly doo. But no, a walrus has one up in Alaska, and it's like huge. But everybody collects these, and Jennifer, my girlfriend, she makes necklaces out of them if y'all want one. Raccoon.
That's excellent. Do we have another question? Go ahead. Hold on. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, alligator? Yeah, when I was little, it wasn't many alligators around Alabama, but now they're coming around there, so you don't really want to go fossil hunting anymore like we did. We would dive down. Now there's like 20-foot long gators down there that'll like swallow you. I never dissected one. Yeah, I'll leave them alone.
Okay, let's take this gentleman's question here. Clayton, please. Thank you.
You obviously live close to nature and appreciate nature. I was curious about what you think about climate change, and are you seeing any changes in your environment there that might be relatable to climate change?
Oh yeah. Well, it hadn't rained in Seal in about a month, so my garden and everything's drying up there. So I'm hoping that there's a hurricane coming right now through New Orleans, and it's just gonna barely hit us there. And I'm hoping it'll throw a bunch of rain to us over there. Yeah, I don't like the climate change thing. I've had a garden since I was 14, and it's just getting drier and drier every year in Alabama. So we need to change the politics. I think it's fixing to happen.
Clayton, will you?
Not to get into politics.
No, no. You sat down?
No, I'm fine.
Hi, is there a process or a kind of artwork that you still hope to do that you still want to explore?
Oh yeah, I'm kind of stuck in the bone phase right now. I have 7 layers and I'm still in the bone phase. I've painted like 23,000 paintings. So I'm trying to get to the next layer. I'm still in the bones. Everybody likes the bones. So once people start buying bones, it's hard for you to go to the next. Sometimes you just gotta say, going to the next level now. Y'all missed out. But I hope y'all like the show over there. Yeah, the 2 girls back
Yeah.
there.
Thank you, Abrielle.
How do you think growing up in the South affected your artwork?
Oh, well, I don't know about growing up in this. Nobody in the South really likes art, if you ask me. I just kind of fell into it because I was always into making stuff out of bones and skins, and I wanted to be like the Native Americans. And so I built a little cabin when I was 14 and lived in it till I was 18. And oh, we were raised up in the 70s when it was like Foxfire books and back to the land movement and stuff, like hippie communes and stuff. So, and then I went to Auburn and studied anatomy and zoology and geology because I wanted to study dinosaurs because I found 5 dinosaurs in Alabama in the creeks around there. So I didn't really fool with folks. I was raised up with like old people. I never hung out with like teenagers and stuff when I was growing up. So I'm kind of weird.
Oh, well, let's move right on next to you. Yeah, please.
When did you start your like cage of bones per se? Like when did you start collecting roadkill to like harvest the bones from?
Oh, I've been doing that forever. When I went to Auburn 1980 to 85, they would get me to go out west every summer with them and collect bones. So we would go out to caves out west in New Mexico and collect bat bones. We had to go in these caves that were like old coal mines, and then we get the bats and put them in jars and get the bones and bring them back to Auburn University. I've been into bones forever.
I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the original Museum of Wonder versus the Drive-Through Museum of Wonder and how they're separate places and why you opened the Drive-Through Museum.
Oh, okay. So when I found the dinosaur bone in Seal in 1978, I had a old barn there, and I took one room and I put a little pedestal in there with that dinosaur bone on it. And people, they put it in the newspaper, and everybody started coming down there looking at it. So busloads of people would come down there, and all I had was that one bone sitting there for 'em. I said, well, I got to expand. So people started bringing me weird stuff. Like somebody would find something in their garden, a root that looked like Raquel Welch or something, and I'd stick it in a jar, and it just got a crazy museum started. So, and then so many people started coming that I couldn't make stuff. I make stuff every day. So people were just driving up, and I said, man, I got to put a gate up. So I bought the land across on the main road up there and put some shipping containers and cut holes in the shipping containers. And then now people can just drive through 24/7 and they don't have to come to the house. But if you want to come to the house, you can just call Jennifer and she'll make an appointment for you to come. But the gate's not open anymore.
When it came to the documentary, how did this come about? Was it just something you wanted to do, or did someone come to you about it?
No, some people from Napa, California just called one day and they's like, we want to come down there and make a little movie of you. And I was like, well, I don't do too much talking on the film. So, but then they got there, I said, I'll make a silent film. Y'all can just do it silent where I'm not talking. But as soon as they stuck that camera in my face, I just started blabbing, and then it turned into that. Yeah.
Thank you for being here in Indianapolis.
Okay. Yeah.
Artists that I've talked with over the years, when they talk about their parents, many of them will say they were very supportive. And then there are other parents who have not been supportive. So
That
I'm
was my
cu-
family.
okay. I want to hear a little bit about your family.
Oh yeah. Every time I'd paint a painting, my dad would come up and look at it, and he's like, somebody gonna buy that thing? Yeah, He didn't, they still don't get, well, my mama's 90 years old. She still lives with me on the farm. My dad died, but he never did get it. He was like, who are these people coming down here after like 20,000 paintings? He's still like, am I gonna buy that? Yeah, people in the Alabama don't really get my art, really. That's why I gotta come up here to y'all. So thanks for having me.
Okay, one more question, Kim. Yeah, it's a great question.
Oh, yeah. So I got the biggest bone quilt in there, and it was at Art Basel a couple of years ago. And then I just made the dream house, which is a huge bone house out of all bones. And a lot of other stuff in there. I hope y'all like it. Y'all can just follow me over there after this and we'll take a look.
Well, thank you very much. Why don't you lead us all over there, Butch? Thank you.